What's up guys, Volt here bringing you a brand new Fast and Furious car remake. In today's remake, I'm bringing you the 2017 Subaru BRZ that Lil Nobody drives in The Fate of the Furious. Now this car I believe is exclusively only allowed or only available on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox S and X. I've been putting on making this video and another video for a while now. I know they do have these cars available, but I believe most of the family and most of my crew and all that are actually on older gen, so I didn't want to make it. But I feel like I should just get this video out of the way, and then once you guys actually move over to new gen, if you do, then you can make this beauty. And honestly, this car looks amazing. I also have another build for, I think it's Phoenix's Gran Torino as well. It turned out great. I think it looks great, and you might be seeing that in the future. If you want to see that, let me know down below in the comment section. So we're going to go to the internet. You want to go to the Travel and Transport website. You want to go down to the Southern San Andreas Super Autos website, and you want to go down and you want to find yourself part of the PlayStation 5, or probably it will say part of the Xbox X or S version of the GTA, the Karin S95. Now it pretty much is self-explanatory. It does look really close to a Subaru BRZ, also pretty close to a Scion FRS, which is like, you know, brother-sister mix. It's a mixture of the two, I would say, for the most part. It's gonna cost you $1,995,000. Now I believe if you got this at launch or whatever, or if you transferred over to new gen or whatever, I believe you got one of these for free. So you got a free one of these. But otherwise, you're going to be paying about $2 million for this build here. So once you have your car and you have your color, meet us at the Los Santos car meet location. I say this because in the newer gen, they have the HSW, or the House Special Works vehicle upgrade. It increases the performance, handling, all that stuff. It increases price as well because you have to spend more money for it. But it's kind of like an upgrade to Benny's, but you don't get the like appearance customization options as you would at Benny's. You get more of a performance option. We're just going to go and modify the beauty. So the Karin S95 is in the sports category. Should be self-explanatory. Like I said, it's based around a BRZ, FRS, a mixture of the two for the most part. It does look really, really good. And now we don't need to use the, what is it, the Spectre in the game? You know, the Aston Martin or whatever it is for Lil Nobody's BRZ. They actually have a BRZ in-game. Those on old gen, you're probably still going to need to use that. I know other people probably build it with that build exactly because they probably watch Just Jake or somebody. And yeah, you can go with that, but I'm going to keep with this because I'm on new gen. So as I go over all my builds, I go over the overall look, the visual appearance, and the basic design, the car and how it's portrayed in the movie, game, or anywhere else in general itself. Anything I don't go over is completely up to you. I just put a few staples in on my build. If you want to recreate my build or take some things away from my build to add to your own build, you're more than welcome to. So without further ado, let's just get right into the build. So to start things off, you want to go to bumpers. You want to go to the front bumpers, and you want to put on the racer bumper. This is going to cut out that right front like mesh kind of area on the front. It's also going to open up that front grille, so you can look and get that big beautiful intercooler in there. So it's going to look really nice, and I think it is the best option for this build. From there, move on to the rear bumpers. You just want to keep that stock. You don't want to add like these really weird canards or weird like body kit style to it. So yeah, you definitely want to keep that stock. Again, the car in the game actually looks really, really good. Unfortunately, the real life car, or the car that was actually in the movie, it had a wide body kit to it. I think it had a Rocket Bunny kit to it. So it had like bolt-on arches around the wheel wells. It also had like on this back wheel well here. It was just wider and looked better, but unfortunately we can't do that. Also had like a green strip, kind of like where that vent is right there, somewhat. From there, move on to the fenders. You want to keep the stock front fenders. It doesn't add like bolt-ons or anything. If it did that, then I would say definitely add it. Or if it had like that little green strip where the fender actually is, then I would definitely say do that. But it doesn't, so I would just definitely keep the stock front fenders. From there, move on to the hood. You want to go with the sports hood. You kind of get that nice vented hood there. It also has hood catches on there, which I don't believe are actually on the car in the movie. But yeah, the sports hood is my best option for this. I'm gonna have pictures on screen for you guys. From there, move on to the lights. You want to go to headlights. You just want to keep them stock, or if at the most you can change them to white, but I would just say keep them stock. They're pretty much white anyways. From there, move on to the neon kits. Neon land, it's gonna be none, so I wouldn't add any neon onto this car at all. From there, move on to the livery. There is no livery for this car. It was pretty basic. It was just like a basic design. I definitely wouldn't add any kind of like special livery to it. Just keep it none. From there, move on to the sun strips. Didn't have one, so I wouldn't add one personally. After that, move on to the plate. Now, I went with the yellow and blue to kind of represent the New York style plate because that's where they were when this car was actually shown in the movie. And the Plate I went with was my Volt plate. I guess I probably should change it to the 1327, which I'm going to do right now because, you know, he is part of the family. So yeah, 1327 is what I'm going to go with mine. Again, I still think the yellow and blue is a really great option, mainly because it's like an alternative like swap of the actual New York plate, which is yellow and blue. Instead, this is a blue plate with yellow text. In real life, it's a yellow plate with blue text. From there, move on to the louvers. You just want to keep the stock louvers. You don't want to add anything special on that. It was a nice clear back window. Same respray for last. We move on to the side louvers. You don't want to add anything special on that either. It just kind of gives like vents and stuff on the side windows, which you don't want. You want that nice and clean, nice and clear. Well, I guess it's not clear because it is black tinted. From there, we move on to the skirts. You want to go with the racer skirts. Now, these I think fit the best, mainly because the back and little like wing of the skirt, as you can see there, as I change it, it kind of merges into the back fender. Like if it was a wide body, it would kind of merge in with that. And I think that's kind of like really decent for the build anyways. So I think that is the best option. From there, move on to the spoiler. I went with the extended lip spoiler. This thing looks really, really close to the one that's actually in the movie. I think it was a little bit wider. It is about the closest thing we can get for the actual car in the movie. And, I mean, it's a lot better than the one for the Spectre, which is like a little tiny little... It's kind of like this, but even smaller. It's about the size of the plate, and that's it. So yeah, I would definitely just go with the extended lip spoiler. From there, move on to the suspension. I went with a street suspension. It's got a decent bit of wheel play to the front. It could probably be as much as a lowered, or you can even probably keep it stock, but I wouldn't go any more than that. If you really wanted to, since it is an HSW upgrade, you could go all the way to the HSW suspension. I'm going to keep mine at, I think, a street, because I think that's about the decent wheel size for everything. It's kind of hard to judge because it had like a wide body on it and everything, but this is what I think fits the best, is the street. From there, we move on to the turbo. I mean, I added a turbo. I don't really know if it had a turbo in it or not. I can't remember if I heard a turbo in the actual like movie and all that. It's been a while. Like I said, it's been a while since I built this. I've had it built, I just never made a video on it. I mean, if you don't want to add a turbo, that's your choice. But I mean, it's an HSW car. I felt like adding the turbo. Why not? After that, move on to the wheels. You want to go to wheel type, you want to go down to the street category, and you want to put on the Hyper Fresh rims. These I think fit the best because they have the same kind of amount of spokes and the style for the spokes on the actual rim. It just is about the closest thing you could get for the actual rims from the car in the movie and all that. So I think they fit the best. If you guys have any better options, let me know. I'll definitely check them out. After that, move on to the wheel color. You just want to keep them alloy. They were chrome. Unfortunately, we cannot get any of the street or the track rims chrome. We can only get them alloy, so I definitely just would keep it alloy. I was thinking about maybe making them a frost white because they did look like they were a bit white, but they were just chrome, and I mean, I'm just going to keep mine alloy. I just feel like it fits really well. The white is just a little bit too overpowering, I think. It just doesn't work. From there, we move on to the tires. You want to go to tire design, and you want to put on the Fukaru white. Now, the reason I say this is because they had Toyo tires on, and the reason I know that is because they had Toyo written, like Toyo tires, actually written like tire text on the actual wheels. But I mean, I think it looks really cool. It kind of matches the build and everything. And I just feel like the Fukaru is better than adding the Atomic, personally. We had the Atomic to pretty much everything, so I thought we would change it up with Fukaru. And I feel like Fukaru is more of like a Toyo tire style, or like a in-game Toyo tire like brand, so that's why I went with. From there, move on to tire enhancements. I would say stay with standard tires. You can add bulletproof tires on if you wish. I definitely wouldn't add low grips, it wasn't drifting. But yes, it is GT Online, and it is your car and your money. Spend it however you wish and build it however you wish. So if you want to add bulletproof tires, I can understand that. But me, I'm just going to stick with standard tires. From there, move on to tire smoke. You just want to keep the white tire smoke. Again, I don't really see too many other colors other than white and black. And last before the respray, we go to windows. You want to put on a nice dark limo tint. It was pretty darked out, probably again so you couldn't see the actual, you know, stunt driver behind the actual car. It just looked really cool, and I think it looked really, really nice for the build. Alright, and I'll see you guys in 2 seconds with a rolled steel primer color. Alright, and we're back. As you can see, I have my car in my primered out rolled steel. Pretty much what I do, so you know what color I actually use, whether it's an LC color or custom crew color. It's kind of like a base coat to work off of, that way you guys can see what I do and how I do it. This time it's just going to be an LC color to make it easier. I think it fits really well. I didn't really need to make a custom crew color for this. So what you want to do is you want to go down to metallic, you want to go down to the blues, and you want to put on a nice dark blue. This is going to give that nice dark blue basic color to it, and you're going to be changing the pearlescent, so don't worry about that. So you want to put that on right there. After that, go to the secondary color, same exact thing, go down to metallic, go down to the blues, and you want to make it all matching, so you want to go and put on a nice dark blue, just like that. That'll make it all nice one solid color. And in certain lighting and, you know, certain parts of the actual movie, it certainly had like a different kind of hue to it. So I added a different pearlescent to it, and the pearlescent I changed up is actually adding a light blue. As you can see, it adds a bit more of a blue hue to it, and it adds a little bit more of a shine to it than adding the surf blue, which adds a little bit more of a green to it. This adds more of a blue. And that is it. That's how to recreate the 2017 Subaru BRZ that Lil Nobody drives in The Fate of the Furious. It came out really well. I'm glad Rockstar actually added a car that worked really well for this. And let's just go back to my spot real quick. But yeah, like I said, the car I think turned out really well. I think it turned out pretty decent. Again, it's not wide bodied. It doesn't have like little bolt-on fenders and all that stuff. But I mean, the wing looks really good. The car overall is either a BRZ or FRS or a mixture of the two. I can't really tell. I don't really know. But I mean, it fits so much better than using the Spectre in the game. I know that for a fact. So it definitely works. Unfortunately, like I said, it is only for new gen, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S, because it has the HSW upgrade and all that, because that's the new performance on new gen. For old gen, I highly doubt it's going to come to you guys, but I do apologize on making this video. I know a lot of you probably want to recreate this, but you can't. You don't have the option. All I can say is save up for new gen console. But I mean, overall, I think this car turned out great. Like I said, I've had this car for a while, and I figured I might as well just get it out of the way. I have another one built as well for new gen only, and I'm gonna get that one out of the way too. That way you guys don't have to worry about it. I'm sure I'm not gonna get a lot of views or likes or even people that are really happy about this, because like I said, I believe most of the family and, you know, most of, I guess my fan base, you could say, but I think of you all as family, are pretty much on old gen or possibly even PC. And like I said, this is only available on the new gen consoles, the PS5, which I'm on right now, and the Xbox Series S and X. I'm sorry in advance if you guys want to recreate this and you don't have new gen, but it is not my choice to add it to the old gen or not. So if I could, I probably would. I mean, it is a really nice looking car. The performance on it is amazing. I believe it was one of the fastest cars in the game, and this thing is quick. Like, this thing is amazingly quick. It puts a lot of cars to shame. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, well, I'm keeping that in there. So much for the beauty of the car. Yeah, I'm gonna fix this up real quick. I'll see you guys in a couple seconds. There we go, like it didn't even happen. So yeah, I think this car turned out great. Like I said, the color looks amazing. Adding that light blue adds an extra little bit of extra blue to it instead of adding that surf blue to it, which adds a little bit more green hue to it. The light blue, it adds a little bit more of a blue and a kind of white hue pearlescent shine to it, so that's why I added that. Like I said, this thing is quick. Like, this thing is fast. Whoa. It's insane how fast this thing is, because, you know, Rockstar, they increased the top speed and like all that stuff on new gen, which is really cool. I guess old gen probably can't handle it or something, I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think about the build down in the comment section down below, and as always, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down in the comment section down below for what build you want me to do next. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for all the love and support, and I definitely hope to see you guys in the next one. Oh, that car just came out of nowhere. Anyways, catch you guys later. I'm out. Peace.